what are our biggest problems? Environmental degradation, agricultural productivity, feeding the world. The biotech industry, so if you like, the last century has been about tech and physics. So, obviously that's like automotive, aviation, silicon, AI, latterly machine learning, smartphones, the internet. We can all, if you said to a 10-year-old, what are the biggest kind of technological developments of the last century, they could tell you. And then you'd say, well, that's basically all physics, chemistry, physics, tech, right? And that, Moore's law, the fact that the processing power per pound or dollar spent doubles every 18 to 24 months, has been the underlying driver of all that incredible wealth creation. And it's lifted billions of us out of poverty. We wouldn't be able to build football stadiums or fly airplanes or have smartphones. And
we wouldn't be doing this.
We wouldn't be doing this.
All these cameras
Yeah,
around.
exactly right. So, and I think we massively take for granted just how, in 1800, everyone was incredibly poor, died in their 40s, and most children died before their 5th birthday, right? We had the agricultural revolution, the industrial revolution, technological revolution, capital markets. Without financial markets, none of that would have happened because you wouldn't be able to fund it. So that's the last century, and it's been pretty magnificent that we can fly and we can do whatever. The next,
sounds pretty flippant.
We can fly.
Go to Mars,
I
whatever.
think flying's good. I don't get to do it anymore because I've got 2 small children, I'm not going on holiday for a few years. But anyway, but basically, so the last century is tech and physics. And actually, just in terms of wealth creation, that's the fundamental underlying driver of why US equities have done 10% plus returns for a century. Another fact that nobody knows. I make that statement on podcast interviews and people go, snake oil, this guy's a liar. And it's like, just Google, US equity performance for 100 years, please. Don't accuse me of being some dishonest peddler of snake oil to give you the factual return of the US equities for a century, right? But anyway, I digress. But the next century, in my considered opinion, having been looking at this I've been looking at stock markets for 25 plus years, and I've been focused on biotech for the last 10 years. The next century is going to be about biology and biotech, and there are a number of kind of...
What makes you so certain of that? Sorry to interrupt.
Well, no, that's fine. Well, that's what I was about to... it's the big, for inherent structural reasons. And so they are things like the way humanity creates real wealth, all the stuff we just talking about, is by solving problems and delivering wants and needs. So, architecture and construction arose because we needed places to live and places to work, and food retail and agriculture arose because we need to eat. It's fairly obvious, right? The aviation industry or shipping industry arose because of whatever. The reason that structurally biotech is about to take the torch on from tech is because pretty much all of our remaining challenges as a species are about biological systems. So most obviously that's curing cancer.
Diseases in general, right?
But this is the point. It's so much more than disease because it's like...
Aging,
that's part of disease, but going to environmental degradation.
Yeah.
So the biotech holds out the promise of completely revolutionizing agriculture. So if you can revolutionize agriculture, you could rewild the Amazon.
That was a clip from our full-length interview with Andrew Craig, author of How to Own the World, and his new book, Our Future is Biotech. You can watch the full episode right here.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.